go and then we'll take a break. And Emily, would you mind closing the door? Because I know at the top of the hour we all sorts of noise and I don't want that would be in trouble.
Good. I backed my car into a cop car the other day. Well, he just drove off. Sometimes life's okay. Those are the first lyrics to the song Float On by Modest Mouse. The song changed my perspective on how I view bad days, and maybe it'll change your perspective too. But before I get into how this changed my perspective, I want to get into what the song is actually about. The song has 2 verses, and in each verse, the singer tells us about unfortunate events and how in the end they actually turned out okay. In the first verse, he tells us how he hit a cop car and said something that may have come off as offensive to a friend. As he anticipated they would end very poorly, the cop actually drove away and didn't seem to mind, and the friend seemed to laugh off his comment. In the second verse, he tells us about how he was scammed out of a lot of money and how he was fired from a job. Instead of being upset about these instances, he seemed to actually be glad that he learned a few tricks of the trade when it comes to scam artists. Additionally, he knows that in his heart that good news is still to come. I know that sometimes these instances can parallel bad days in our lives. I know that I can relate. During the first quarter of Cal Poly, during my time here, I actually had to withdraw from my calc class. I was struggling the entire quarter, and to just push me over the edge, I got a 33% on our first midterm. I felt horrible. Withdrawing meant I would have to retake the class this quarter, and that it would push back all my other math classes and my physics courses too. I was so disappointed in myself. I told myself, Gabby, your parents aren't paying all this money for you to do bad in school. How are you ever going to be an engineer when you can't even pass a Calc 1 class? But in reality, I shouldn't have been so hard on myself, because now I'm retaking calculus, and I have a professor who's passionate about his subject. Students in the class aren't afraid to ask questions. It makes it a great learning environment. Everyone helps each other out, and I'm doing so much better than I was last time. So in the end, I guess that goes to show that sometimes bad days make us think that we're having a bad life, when in reality we aren't. That we shouldn't let these bad days determine whether or not we decide to stop chasing our goals. To leave you with another lyric from the song, I'll finish you off with, "We'll all float on okay." Thank you.
Okay. Gabby, how'd that go? How would you compare first one to second?
Better.
Better?
Yeah.
Okay. What was better about it? What'd you like?
I think it was easier to do this speech since this is like one of my favorite songs.